Alright artists, this is the second video I've done on this. I did this project with one class and I decided it just took too long to get the yarn. So I've got things ready for you and I'm going to show you a little simplifier. Each class or each table is going to have a tub like this. You're going to have hole punches in them. And you're going to have a piece of poster board that's already been cut out into a circle. And you'll have a blue bucket. The hole punches are old. Some of them work, some of them do not. But make sure you punch the hole over the bucket so we don't have trash everywhere. So everybody will get a strand of yarn that is 7 strands. It's 24 inches. I already have these ready for you. And there's a knot on the end. And then you will take something that I have laminated that I got off the internet. Okay, it looks like this. And you'll try to eyeball it. You know, that's not in the center, obviously. So just kind of set it to where it's even all the way around. Take your pen, and where there's that arrow, just take your line and go all the way out to the edge. Okay? On the back, because everybody has one that looks like this, write your name. Okay? Because this is a make and take today. What you're going to do now, you're going to take your scissors, and where this little notch is, you're just going to cut just a tiny little bit. That's where your yarn is going to sit in. Okay? You have 8 little notches and 7 strands. When you weave something, and this would be your loom that you would be weaving on, you always want to have an odd number. So that's why you have an odd one. Now the tricky part, you're going to have to fold it in half as best you can and crease it. Okay, this is where the hole punch comes in. You're going to kind of eyeball it right in the center. I'm not going to. I was having classes measure it, but that would just took too much time. Sorry. So you're going to take your hole punch, and you only want one hole. So you are setting it right on the center. I'm just eyeballing it. It's going to be right across those 2 little notches across it. Okay, take my hole punch, and if you look, it's just right over the edge. It's not the whole circle, because if I put the whole circle in, I will have 2 holes, and I don't want 2 holes. So you want half of a circle of a hole punch. Then you're doing it over the edge. Okay, and that takes a little bit of pressure. There's half of a circle, because remember, it's symmetrical, so when I open it up, I have 1 whole circle. Now you're going to take the yarn that I already have ready for you. The knot is going to stay on the back, and you're going to take, you know, maybe 1 strand at a time, 2 strands at a time, and you're going to pull it through very carefully. Make sure it doesn't knot. So we're going to pretend that I've done this whole thing. So let me pause it. Pulling the yarn to the side just a little bit so I can get that next one out. This is the tricky part. I have 1 more string left. Okay, so now I have my knot on the one end, on the one side, and I'm just going to take and strand my yarn through. See how I just have those little notches? Okay, and you have 7 strands and 8 little notches. Help your shoulder buddy. I need some help. Make sure this is not knotted. Now the little saying that I've come up with is you put your finger on that one that's empty. Then you're going to count this direction. Okay, count up. 1, 2, 3. I take the 3rd strand and I pull in front of me. Then I turn it like a clock. Okay, clockwise. Hold my finger on it, and what I ended up doing was if I put my finger like this, I don't know why, but it ends up on 1, 2, 3 every time. 1, 2, 3, pull in front of me. Turn it like a clock, set my fingers like that. 1, 2, 3, pull in front of me. Turn it like a clock, put my fingers like that. 1, 2, 3, pull in front of me. Keep turning it like a clock, finger on the spot. 1, 2, 3, pull in front of me. Now if you count and I mess up and I do 4, okay, then it will mess up your pattern. But weaving is all about pattern. 1, 2, 3, so just take your time, pull in front of me. Now your strands, I found that if I had them really long, they would not. This isn't too bad with 24 inches, but every once in a while you might want to just take your fingers and pull them through. This kind of looks like a jellyfish to me. So fingers here, 1, 2, 3, pull in front of me. Check your shoulder, buddy. 1, 2, 3, pull in front of me. Okay? Now, at this point, you might be able to see it. If you look, it's coming through. Here's one that I've already done. This is the smaller one that I've already done. This is a rainbow color like what you have. This is another one that I've done. And these make beautiful bracelets. And these are originated in their Japanese weaving, and they would use these for warriors' swords, the bands that would go on there. They would use them for ropes, and nowadays they use them for tennis shoes and stuff like that. And you can make this into a bookmark, or you can have a bracelet. So when I get to the end, you want to test it. And if I test this, I see that it's plenty long, okay? Because you want to be able to tie it across itself. That's all you're going to do. So at the end, I've got it all done. Then you're going to slowly take these off, okay? This is your loom, remember? I'm taking all these off very carefully. Pull it through like you're seeing. Now I have a long enough bracelet. Now I did the knot for you. On the one class they did it on their own, but you take your finger, okay, and you wrap it around. Then you wrap it around and you bring it through. Now this is nice and long, but you want to make sure that you get all 7 strands through. So see how I missed the orange? I'm going to pull that one through. When you're doing your knot, you don't want to have your knot where there's no weaving, okay? Meaning I want to very carefully just kind of pull this strand here and hold that in my hand, because you don't want your weaving to come undone, okay? You want it nice and tight. Pull it, pull it. There we go. Then you're going to trim this. This might be hard to do myself. We'll see. So if I put this together, it's plenty big. And all you would have to do is wrap it around, tie it, okay? I wouldn't do really short. And then there is your bracelet.